And we are live. All right. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are doing well. It is your girl, Esty Marie. And if you are new to my online space, I am the founder of Arts Reach Consulting, where we help schools and organizations bring art into the education space. And my specialty happens to be poetry and visual art. So that is where I like to focus. One of the things that I want to talk to you guys about this Thursday is celebrating resilience through poetry. So last week we talked about some amazing women who are definitely worth celebrating in the poetry and the visual art space. And today I want us to talk about celebrating women through poetry. Now, poetry is near and dear to me because it is one of the things that I believe saved me when I was in that space of not knowing what to do, not knowing how to process my emotions. This writing class that I came across in my schedule was the saving grace that allowed me to begin this process of processing my emotions. Because prior to that, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just living my life. And baby, let me tell you, it was not it was not anything that I really knew what to do with. So I am glad introduced to poetry and I was able to have that space and begin to understand how to be able to process my emotions and deal with the things that I had been through because I had been through some adverse things. And as we will see with how we talk about it today, poetry is definitely something, I think it's a gift that we can offer our students. And it's something that has been a way for women to celebrate and empower ourselves. It's been a way for us to express our experiences and navigate these different challenges and things that we've been through. And it's been a way to inspire change. So if you are someone who is in education, curriculum leader, if you are a teacher, if you're someone who works with children, I highly, highly encourage you to add poetry to your toolbox so that you can give your students this opportunity to be able to find inspiration, find power, find voice. Okay, so let's get into it. So, poetry has definitely long been a vehicle for women to be able to tell their stories, storytelling, being able to share. That's how we connect with each other, telling our stories. So, women poets have been able to use the power of language to express joy, to express sorrow, to gain empathy with each other by sharing the different things that we have been through. And one of the poets that I want to share with y'all today that you definitely want to analyze this poem with your students if you can. It's a great one to talk about with them. It is a poem by Audre Lorde and Lee Survival. And I'm not going to read the whole poem, but I do want to pull out this line because I think it speaks to the essence of Women's History Month and just women in general being able to speak up for ourselves, being able to have voice and stand up for what we need and stand up for what is right. So, line from this poem. Uh, and when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it's better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive. Y'all, y'all, what? I mean, this right here, being able to take these lines, these words, and speak to your students about having a voice, being able to speak up. This can go into so many different discussions on empowerment, being able to be empowered to speak up for themselves, being able to speak up for someone else who's being bullied and they're not able to speak, being able to use the one thing that really gives us power, our voice, speaking, giving us the ability to speak. This is why I think poetry is so important and something that is necessary in the school system. It is definitely a way to allow our students to be able to kind of find themselves and find voice and build up their confidence. There have been students who I had in the past who were definitely quiet kids like me. I recognize myself in them so well. They would be quiet, shy, did not like to talk. But when we had our little poetry club, let me tell you, these girls looks like a whole different person. They got on the mic, they shared their pieces, they there was something that transpired in the midst of that changed them to where when they were walking around campus, they were no longer timid. They were no longer shy. They felt a sense of empowerment. And that is something that I believe all students should have access to. And I believe that all schools should make available. So I would love for the student to be able to cultivate something like that with you in your school to bring that type of creative culture to your environment. Poetry is a vehicle that helps to create a sense of belonging, right? When we share our stories, when we share our pieces, we're able to share our identities, we're able to share our truths, and then we're able to empathize with each other in a way that it's different, but it feels right. It feels like home. And there's some other amazing poets that you definitely want to look into this month with your students. Like I spoke about her, my university's Warsan Shide. Her work is it's great, and there is a lesson on facing history. There's already a lesson that goes with her poems, so there you go. Look it up. And Amanda Gorman is another one. These women have been able to take their verses and bring reflections on identity, bring reflections on activism and what it means to stand up for the human experience. So their poetry is a testament, being able to have resiliency in the face of adversity. And I think especially with the times that we are in, this is something that we want to build in our students. We want to build capacity for it really. So I just wanted to share that with you all this Thursday. Remember that poetry offers us a window into life experiences of others. It allows people to themselves. It allows us to see into the lives of others. It allows us to build that belonging and that bridge of togetherness with each other. So I definitely want to encourage all of us to embrace poetry. Let's celebrate women's resilience with poetry and foster a culture that is empowering and supportive. Y'all ever been to an open mic? I challenge you. Go to an open mic this month. Just try. Go to an open mic and see the sense of community that is shared amongst those who are there listening to stories, those who are exchanging, offering their stories on the mic. This is just something, it's beautiful and it's powerful, and we all should experience it at least once. So we are celebrating resiliency through poetry this Thursday, and I am glad to have shared that with you again. Full was A Litany for Survival by Audre Lorde. Just want y'all to listen to that, look it up, and remember, whether you are afraid or not, it's better to speak, to be silent. That poem right there was everything. All right, I will see y'all next time. If you are interested in having some poetry programming for students in April, please do reach out because April is National Poetry Month, and we need to go on ahead and celebrate that month with some great spoken word and poetic programming for our students. Feel free to reach out, and I will see y'all next week with another live. Y'all have an amazing day.